Have you ever been distracted by a passenger while driving? What about missing your exit or having trouble remembering the past few miles driven? Distracted driving is one of the major causes of motor vehicle accidents today. According to distraction.gov, in 2012 alone, over 3,000 motorists lost their lives and another 421,000 were injured due to distracted driving accidents. It's estimated that distracted driving increases your chance of having an accident by up to 3 times. Hi, I'm Todd Carrier with Protective Insurance Company. In this edition of Safety Solutions, we'll teach you to use proper skills for avoiding distracted driving. Before we begin, it's important to understand the different types of distracted driving exposures. First, we will discuss manual distractions. Manual distractions occur when hands and eyes are moved away from controlling the vehicle, such as texting, reading maps, adjusting radio settings, AV equipment, eating, drinking, or using a GPS. Second, we will review auditory distractions. Auditory distractions occur when sounds have caused the driver to lose focus on the road, such as rowdy passengers or students, a tour leader using a loudspeaker, passengers carrying on conversations with you, or movies playing too loudly. Third, we plan to cover visual distractions. Visual distractions occur when an incident affects your vision or takes your eyes off the road completely, such as sun glare, rain or snow, bright lights, unsafe drivers, or fog. And finally, cognitive distractions, which are the most difficult to recognize and control. Cognitive distractions occur when your mind is not focused on driving, such as fatigue driving, personal or work issues, health issues, or talking on the phone. Let's begin with manual distractions, which in recent years have become more prevalent due to advances in smartphone and tablet technology. The single largest exposure with manual distractions is texting and driving. Most people think a quick glance at their phone is no big deal. They could not be more wrong. Let's say you're driving at 35 miles per hour and look down to read a text for 5 seconds. During this short time, you have traveled over 250 feet without your eyes on the road. This is not enough time to notice traffic stopping, pedestrians in the roadway, or a curve in the road ahead. The best practice is to never have your phone within reach while driving. You should also silence your phone so you are not tempted to read an incoming message or answer a phone call. The only time it's safe to look at your device is when you are safely parked and off the roadway. Another manual distraction is eating or drinking while driving. Have you ever spilled a drink or tried to use a napkin? This is extremely distracting, especially if the food is in a wrapper or container. It's important to refrain from eating and drinking while the vehicle is in motion. In addition, never read a map or a dispatch order while driving. Always read these items and plan your trip before you start. Many drivers use a GPS system to get to their destination. Do not let this be a distraction. Make sure the unit is working properly and coordinates are entered before you leave for a trip. Be sure the GPS does not send you down a road that cannot be easily navigated by a bus. You should also ensure the GPS is mounted in a way to not affect your forward visibility. If adjustments need to be made to the GPS while en route, safely pull off the road, park, and then correct your route. Adjusting the radio or the volume of the AV system can also be a distraction. Try to keep these scenarios to a minimum. If a passenger asks you to adjust these, politely tell them you will adjust it when it is safe to do so. Now, let's discuss auditory distractions. Noise that pulls your eyes or focus off the road is just as dangerous as taking your hands off the steering wheel. Students on a school bus or motor coach can get rowdy at times. If this distracts your ability to safely concentrate on driving, pull over in a safe area off the highway or road. Never stop the bus in the emergency lane of the interstate. Turn on your 4-way flashers and attempt to address the situation in a calm and collective manner. Radio your company's dispatch to report the incident and take notes to document the facts. When a group ignores your requests, a driver should summons for help if the situation calls for it and wait for authorities to arrive. You may also have a tour guide or a group leader on the bus that distracts you when you're driving. Do not allow this to happen. Ask them to make an announcement or give directions to the group before the bus leaves or when the bus arrives at the destination. If they must make an announcement and they are too close, you can ask them to step back from the standee line. Do not allow passenger conversations to distract you. If the passengers are being boisterous with their conversation and it distracts you, politely ask the passenger to lower their voice. As the driver, you should also refrain from carrying on conversations with passengers yourself. It's important that you get the passengers to their destination safely. If they distract you with conversation, you will not be able to accomplish your job safely. If you must speak with a passenger, try only to do so when stopped. Visual distractions can also cause a driver to be unsafe. Glare from the sun can affect your vision of the road and vehicles around you. Make sure your visors are correctly adjusted and you have sunglasses available to reduce the glare. Also, as part of your pre-trip inspection, clean your windshield and make sure it's clear and not cracked. Rain, snow, fog, and darkness can all obscure your vision. Do not get distracted by insignificant objects such as billboards and scenery. Ensure your windshield wipers are working properly and allow extra time for your trip if there's inclement weather that might occur. Drive according to the conditions. Unsafe drivers on the road can also distract you. If a driver is driving erratically on the road, keep your distance. If necessary, allow them to pass so that you can focus on the road instead of them. And do not, under any circumstances, speed up, block them, or cause a confrontation. The next type of distractions are cognitive in nature, which are also the most difficult to understand and control. Most people do not realize that talking on the phone, even when using hands-free operation, is a major distraction to your brain. You may have both hands on the wheel and your eyes on the road, but your conversation is taking your mind off the driving task. Your brain cannot process the fast-paced environment in front of you, and reaction time is delayed. Another example of cognitive distractions is the wandering mind. Perhaps a personal issue at home might be affecting your job performance, such as family issues or lost loved ones. You should discuss the issue with your manager or dispatcher before going on the road. Do not get behind the wheel if you cannot clearly focus on getting your passengers safely to their destination. The most dangerous cognitive distraction is fatigue and drowsiness, which completely inhibits your ability to drive safely. To begin, always be sure to follow the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration's hours of service regulations for record keeping and mandatory rest periods. Although it's very important to get good rest and stay on a routine sleep schedule, fatigue driving takes into account more than just adequate rest and sleep. For example, it's important to understand how your health and physical fitness impact your energy and attentiveness. See your physician on a regular basis for a general health screening. Eat healthy, well-rounded meals and exercise on a regular basis. Most importantly, actively manage any health conditions, risk factors, or diseases, such as diabetes or sleep apnea. If you have any questions or concerns about your wellness on the job, discuss them with your supervisor. Let's recap. Distracted driving can usually be classified into 4 categories: manual, auditory, visual, and cognitive. Be sure to never text or talk on the phone while driving. Avoid eating, drinking, or adjusting controls and GPS units. Always keep control of passengers and never take your eyes off the road. Stay fit by eating well, exercising regularly, and managing any health conditions. Talk to your supervisor if you have trouble staying alert, and pull safely off the road as soon as possible. Distracted driving is a serious issue that should not be taken lightly. When you are not focused on the road, you are putting yourself, the public, and your passengers at risk. For more safety solutions and risk management resources, visit our website at protectiveinsurance.com and click on Loss Prevention. And remember, there's always time for safety.